All right. Welcome back to Conversation Streets. This and with my co-host Alpha Russ, Dan
Hello.
240p,
Hello.
and our newest co-host, Lamp, the Gospel Lamp.
Yo, thank you guys for inviting me to come on to the podcast. It really means a lot to me.
Yeah, no
Dude,
problem.
you are absolutely freaking welcome. I'm so glad to have you here, man. Let's fucking go!
Dan,
Yeah!
if you talk over me one more time, I'm gonna beat you. No, I'm kidding. Anyway.
You're gonna turn Dan 240p into Dan 144p.
True. Anyhow, it's no problem, Lamp. I wanted you to come on because I think you'll make a great asset to this podcast. So where no podcast has gone before to the Conversation Street. Oh, we already did that joke. Never mind. Anyhow, the thing is that we're going to be talking about the infamous, the pedophile hunter. Well, we'll call him the P-hole word. MamaMax.
PDF file hunter.
PDF file hunter, yeah.
He's gonna give me DOD anyhow.
Everyone's favorite corpse husband, LARPer. Am I right, boys?
No, what you're talking
Lord.
about. I am not a corpse husband LARPer. I am a vigilante of justice, and everyone will perish under me if you do not watch my videos.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am
Batman. I'm gonna kill your mother. Wait, no, I'm not. In Minecraft.
Yeah, we're gonna have to edit out a lot of this now.
All right,
we'll bleep it out. We're gonna have to bleep it out.
I'm gonna go.
I gotta get mine in.
Most critical, you must share my video. Or you're gay.
I feel like that voice is like one of those voices that you would now read like old like AOL era chainmail.
Yeah,
like
you got mail.
Send this to three other people, and
or you will die in Minecraft.
And you will get $10,000 in cash. But if you don't, you will have bad luck for 7 years, and your ex-wife is gonna stare at you from the dead.
Amazing! I'm not even married.
Neither am I.
You must send this email to
if I would have sent $10,
or this dog will come out from under your bed tonight.
No, if I send $10 to 10 total strangers, I would have made myself a fortune.
Oh no!
Gotta get in those pyramid schemes. Anyhow,
but yeah, Max has been under a lot of fire lately. If you guys haven't had your heads under a rock, if you have, well, you're in the right place. We're gonna go over what Max has been up to lately, and simply put, he is a complete fraud.
Yeah, just like that'll be a different story, the completionist, but that's a different story. So what I have a problem with him, okay, look, I do believe there may be legitimate victims. I'm saying may because there is always a possibility. I can't stress this enough. And what I have a problem with Max is that you're giving these girls, you're giving them false hope, hoping that they will get justice, and you're mishandling this very badly, poorly, that I might add. So,
yeah, and it's really messed up, to be fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see the appeal of like, doing this for content and not for helping the victims, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's clear he's doing it for content, right?
Yes,
it is. The video editing style, right? It's all flashy and all that. And he said he didn't go to local law enforcement, right? Which is another big L, because like if you were hunting if you're hunting PDF files, right?
Yeah.
Then wouldn't you want to work with law enforcement to actually get them locked up to make sure they can never hurt people or victimize people again?
Because
Like, come on.
there is a thing that is called the entrapment, which law enforcement can't. They have their hands tied, so there's very
Yeah.
limited power that they could do. That's why, yes, civilians are good to have to help catch these guys. So
Yeah, for
there's no
reference.
Mm-hmm.
So for reference on entrapment, though, guys, if you guys remember the situation involving
Oh, we may
that
have to be
was
careful with that.
yeah, that was interpreted as a entrapment situation because they
Yeah,
didn't cooperate
Yeah.
correctly with local law enforcement, and it was it was a operation of sorts.
yeah,
And that's not how you go about things when you're going about like trying to get justice for actual victims, because that just
yeah,
serves to hurt people more than
yeah.
more than help.
I mean, I didn't want to mention him because YouTube is kind of very stingy on mentioning that guy. So we may have to be careful because I
Hey,
mean,
I'm just
Yeah,
making
we're
things
probably
more
gonna have to
fun for
bleep
me
out
and
his name.
post.
We're probably gonna have to bleep out the fat guy's name, but like, you know,
we'll
Wait,
just
which
call
fat
him
guy?
Fat Albert. We'll call him Fat Albert. There
the
you
one
go.
that got the that got free because of
His name is
entrapment.
Fat Albert. That's what I'm gonna call him. Anyhow,
Mm.
yeah, though.
Doug, you're gonna get canceled for that, bro. You're gonna get canceled for that.
I know. Fuck me. All right, just edit
Only
this
person
part
that
Who
can
out.
cares?
cancel Doug is
But
himself.
honestly, who cares? Who cares if you get canceled for that? Everybody knows he's like a PDF file, so who cares?
Dude,
But
okay.
yeah, and something that I really took a like issue with in this whole Max situation, because like for reference, like I want to establish the timeline for those of you that don't know about the situation. If anyone new to this is watching, recently, as of like last November, I believe, or last October, very late,
Yeah.
MamaMax started a series of videos targeting a individual that was alleged to be a vampire werewolf god, allegedly victimizing hundreds of girls. And I don't want to include this guy's name either because I feel like he's been dragged enough.
Yeah. And
So
you know what?
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna,
go ahead,
I'm
finish.
just gonna like I'm just gonna call him werewolf guy, like,
Werewolf dummy.
because it's just like this whole recent series of videos, like Max paints this guy's as a predator, and then also like name doxes the guy's mom and name doxes the guy's town in the first video with a testimony from Spencer, who is the the lead victim or
Yeah.
survivor, like in
Quote
this
unquote
instance.
victim. Because
And
Yeah, be
yeah.
careful.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to dive more into Spencer later,
Yeah.
but like this entire situation was really problematic to me because Spencer has IRL ties to Mama Max. They're family friends, allegedly.
Yeah.
Where like her aunt and Spencer's mom were, or not Spencer, but Max's mom were friends, and they knew each other, and she
Which
was
is
friends with Max's sister
yes.
or something like that. And like
And it's
as of right now, Spencer
mhm.
is living with Mama Max and is receiving like room and board from Max. And when you're handling a case as serious and as sensitive as the one that Max is like portraying,
Mhm.
that is something you don't want to have any like you don't want to have any conflicts of interest in that, because
Of
like
Yeah,
it
course,
it's
taints
yes.
the investigation.
yeah, it could mess up the investigation too. Yeah, it really could.
Right.
And it doesn't really look good either, right? It makes it look like you have like makes it look like how do I say this? Oh shit, I
It
forgot the
makes
word.
his like motive to go after this person like like
Personal, right?
selfish.
Yeah,
Yeah, it makes it
personal.
personal, and it makes it really bad faith. Like like you are extra bad faith in this instance because like
Right.
you're serving to help someone that you know personally, and now
And it's not yeah,
are like housing.
Yeah, it is a very conflict of interest, and in your
Yeah.
you're not only emotionally involved, it's too personal. That's
Yeah,
why,
there's
yeah,
like
it's
financial incentives for Max to like do well with this story because like
right.
he's got to account for Spencer living with him now as well, and like trying to establish a better like help line or lifeline for her in the future. And I believe like there was a 4-hour podcast as well posted on a newly created channel for Spencer that Max has been promoting to get
Mm,
Spencer's story out there.
yeah,
So there's a lot of conflicts of interest with the story here, and that's already raising a lot of red flags with a lot of us in the commentary community and just on the internet at large.
exactly. And it is like really troubling, especially like what she said in her like that what is it? What was the name of that podcast that they were doing? Do you remember that, Lamp?
I think the name of it was "You Can't Hurt Me Anymore." If I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken, there was a 4-hour episode posted on Spencer's channel, which was called Auntie Spencer.
and nice name.
And I'm
Yeah,
going off of memory here. I'm not looking at any photos, guys. I promise. Like I'm
yeah, we
staying focused,
all
like
right, you
trying
know
to
what?
just stay
And
focused on actually not messing up my speech here.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, if there's a correction, we'll put it in post productions if we have to. And yeah, what she said, we may have to put this in there as for context sakes, like that she lured other victims into this cult, which is um now I'm going to say allegedly because I don't want to say say something wrong. I'm going to say allegedly. If
Yeah, and the
she actually,
veracity of the evidence here is as far as Spencer's claims go, or
yeah,
Max's claims, for the record here. Like the veracity of the evidence goes as far as their claims do, because to date, and this is even from people that have been in contact in
hmm
a Discord server with the victims, like some ordinary gamers, Mudahar, and other YouTubers. As far as anyone is aware, the evidence doesn't go really that far with like with the stuff. A
right,
lot of it's unsubstantiated. It's mainly the testimonies of the survivors,
hmm
and there's not as much like hard evidence that's been publicly posted. There no doubt is other stuff that exists, but it hasn't been posted publicly, and for their sake I
right,
hope it remains that way. It needs to go to the police,
yes,
Yeah.
which
exactly.
is where
Hey,
this should have started.
yeah, hey Alpha, do you have any something you want to say as well?
Well, I just think that the whole overall theme, when you look at it from kind of
Hmm
the airplane perspective of everything, is that we have a YouTuber that like has the benefit of was given the benefit of the doubt that these people wouldn't know that he doesn't really know what to do
hmm
with these stories. And when he got exposed for it, a lot of people are calling him out now for it because they realized he doesn't have evidence. He doesn't
No,
have any evidence to back up these claims of this person and everything like that. Now there's victims that are currently talking to actual people that are privately behind the scenes that are gonna get the resources uh for them to investigate and everything, which is good.
yeah,
But
I hope so as well.
this basically has soured a lot. Like if the whole Super Eagles fan, if you know what I mean, getting exposed for the cupcake didn't help really figure out that vigilante justice isn't working for anyone, then
No,
they really
Yeah.
need to like walk the legal line with it and and do it with legal limitations with it and everything like that. So
exactly.
Right. Like I have a buddy that like forays into some of this stuff, like the predator hunting stuff.
Hmm.
But in his case, he works exclusively with the local police departments, and he doesn't make a move on these people or like go public with any of the stories unless the police approve of it.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
he used to do this on TikTok. Russ, you've met him. It's Raptor. He used to be, he used to be like fairly popular on TikTok with it. He had like 25K followers at one point, I think,
oh
doing it.
yeah, and
And
and, and you
like
know what's funny?
he used to do these like investigations, and he would work with the police primarily, and he wouldn't make the call out posts until the police were
Mhm.
like in a state where they could make action or take action on it. If they had actionable intel
Exactly.
and the police just say yes, go right ahead. And like I've worked with Raptor on a couple of these cases behind the scenes,
Mhm.
and helped him gather evidence on some of this stuff, like like the DMs that you'll get in these cases. And yeah, it's really fucking tragic that this happens to a lot of these young women. I don't like that it does happen, and out of respect for these victims and their trauma, like you should be taking this to the proper authorities and helping these young women get justice. Like Max, like that's the main thing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so,
Because all
and
making his videos does is helps him.
yeah, like
That's
so
true. Yeah.
Really selfish, to be fair.
one of the things that one of the TikTokers slash YouTubers I like to watch is JD Delay, because
Hmm.
he gives great perspective about like what he calls them chomos, uh like like prisons don't like chomos, like that's
No,
a
they
first and
don't.
foremost.
No, they
That's
don't.
a
Yeah.
that is a straight up like truth bomb
Death
right there.
sentence.
And
Oh, it is.
but he even I can't remember which podcast he was on, but he was talking about specifically like some of these YouTubers that or kick streamers now that are doing all these investigations, and they're not like calling the proper authorities and everything like that, because he I can't I'm I'm only going kind of like the only way I could say it is he basically said, look, if the first step isn't calling your local police department and informing them like an investigation and what they can do to help you, that's a major problem, because
Yes.
in a worst case scenario that this person self deletes in Minecraft and all the other games, because they're getting accused of all these things, and all of a sudden things coming out that all these things were a lie and everything, that's going to reflect on them.
So you
There's
just touched
like
on you just touched on why To Catch a Predator got taken off of television.
Yes.
exactly.
That's exactly what happened
There's even a
To Catch a
more
Predator.
there's even
Yeah.
a more recent example of this, because I think we talked about this before. There was a guy that who was a Call of Duty cosplayer, that who was really big on TikTok and everything like that. And
Oh, yeah. I
so,
know what you're
yeah,
talking
you
about.
know, yeah, Executor,
Yeah.
I think that's his name. Um, and to make kind of a long story short, a person mistook him saying "thank you, I appreciate this, I love you,"
Hmm.
um, and they kind of took it as like, oh well, if I'm not going to get any more of this work, then we should twist this around to make it sound like he's a PDF file.
Yeah.
And he got all this heat from, and this is why I don't like a lot of the cosplay community,
Hmm.
because like there, like for in any community in any sense, there's always going to be the good bright side of it, and then there's like the dark side of the ring type of
Yeah.
people that like they'll cancel you within a
I
moment's
mean,
notice if you say the wrong thing.
yeah,
and
and
s- and that got to this TikToker, and he self-deleted. And now there's a lot of people right now, if I remember correctly, there's actually a GoFundMe thing for, on the behalf of their parents, because this kid was like 19
hmm
and he was gone too soon. Like
yeah,
gone
that
too soon.
is
He was a bright kid. Like I watched some of his videos. I was
it's
actually a big
yeah,
fan of his. But
and
like,
yeah,
it's
like, and I,
this type of thing is
sorry,
it's a really sensitive subject
it
to
is.
even go into. Like like JD Delay said it too, and I hopefully I'm saying this verbatim, but he says before you actually come in with an accusation of that magnitude, make sure you cross your I's and T's before you actually uh,
Exactly.
do stuff like
Yeah.
that.
And I did
So
look, I looked upon this story that you mentioned, Alpha. Yeah,
Hmm.
this is a very sad story because I don't know what these people were trying to accomplish or what they were trying to gain, but they framed this guy to be a PDF file. And I I'm like, and then yeah, he ended it. Yeah, well, it's
Hold
it's a
on. If I remember
sad
the story correctly, if
yeah,
I
he
remember the
went to the
story
credit
correctly,
screen.
weren't they like jealous of something about him or something? If I remember the story correctly.
um
So there was, like, to kind of give a little bit of context to that. She was the person that was making the accusation, originally making the accusation, was
mhm.
a lady, and I'm not naming their names because obviously I think just the morality shame of it is enough punishment.
Yeah,
I think there should actually be like justice terms of punishment, but that's beyond my
right.
reach and everything like that. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I know we're going off topic here, but yeah, I
but
get what you're saying. This does
yeah,
relate.
it's just like it's the way that you investigate people uh shouldn't how can I say this? You should, or if you're going to someone, it's like this, like, and I'm kind of circling back to Mama Max. See, when you present it to someone who's in at first a mutual party
Mhm.
between both parties, and they suddenly become more your party, and they're basically hawking down allegations and everything like that. Bear in mind, when with either out of context or zero evidence, case in point, there's a lot to be said about that person because they're not doing the due diligence of actually doing the research and checking evidence and everything like that. Like Mama
No,
Max did zip, zero, nada,
of course,
nilch,
yes.
the big vet, zero. Okay.
Also, I want to touch back on what you were saying earlier, Russ, about these guys, like how these guys need to work with the proper authorities and
Yeah.
how platforms are handling it. Because last year, I believe, this is when our infamous Philadelphia Eagles fan was was managing to get videos critical of them taken down on YouTube, not by any fault of their own, but it's because of a new YouTube policy where YouTube will not endorse any like known instances of people doing this stuff, the predator hunting, without working with the proper authorities. They've really gotten the whole operation thing under control. I don't even want to use the like the full term for it because it's like they've gotten the whole operation thing under control, or at
Yeah.
least with their policy, they've really gotten that policy laid out. But like obviously with YouTube, they're never going to be 100% accurate or
No, never.
as swift with their actions as they should on these things because literally, millions of hours of content are uploaded on YouTube fucking every week.
I mean, it's
So there's no
impossible
way.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
impossible to
impossible
review
for.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And it's like they've got a new policy in effect for that, and it begs the question if Max is like making these claims and doctoring the evidence in the videos. This is another thing he was exposed for, by the way, is like faking, making the evidence or faking the evidence to tell the story for artistic purposes. Like
Which is not a
Chud
good
Logic.
look.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Chud
No.
Logic had went into like a bit of it on his live stream where he showed in one of Max's old videos where they were showing off a Discord server and the cogwheel for like admin settings showed up on the server. And for
What?
any of you that are Discord savvy,
Yeah.
right? The cogwheel only shows up if you have administrator privileges in that server.
Yeah.
Or like moderator privileges.
Exactly.
And like if that server is not made up for the purpose of the video just as a recreation of the actual one, that would
Right.
implicate you as a part of this. Like I don't see
Yeah.
why you wouldn't go through your due diligence to like fucking fake that better anyway.
No, because I think Max is
Or to
stupid
admit
and he
that
is
it's a
in
dramatic
way.
reenaction.
Yeah, he's in way over his head, like Nicholas Diorio said. He's
Yeah.
in way over his head, and he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So
Yeah,
I'm
because
telling you, it's just it's embarrassing, and it pisses me off when he's doing this type of stuff. And the conceited entitlement from him is phenomenal. I've seen people that have entitlement attitude, but he takes the cake. Like,
oh
dude, you
yeah,
have
Oh, no doubt.
is. Yeah, he's letting the fame and the glory get to his head a little bit. I will be one of the first people to admit that he is exhibiting those traits. Like
I mean,
he is letting it
he
get to his
did
head.
yeah, I mean, he did the same type of bullshit when Tommy C even first talked about him. So he did the same thing, like he wanted to talk on Tommy C's show right away, but no, Tommy C told him no, he's going to wait
Yeah,
till
he
I
wanted
am
to.
finished. He
Yeah, he
wanted
wanted
it
to beat
right
the
now.
reaction. Yeah, he wanted to beat Tommy's reaction to the video to the punch so that he had a chance to defend himself and make himself not look as desperate and cringy. But
Right.
Tommy saw right through it, and thankfully so.
Oh yeah.
Fucking shout out to Tommy C
Oh yeah,
for
shout him
being
out.
on
Yeah.
top of this from the start, from the wake up. I think what was it like? Wake up pedotube or something like that.
Yeah,
It
something
was
that
yeah,
The
it was
one
the
that he did.
YouTube.
yeah, pick a side, YouTube. Yeah, that was the
that was
most.
the second campaign, but the first campaign, Doug, was one was called like Wake Up, P word tube.
Oh yeah,
And-
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
going
and
right at that time.
Tommy called him out back then too.
Yes,
But the second time around with the pick a side YouTube narrative,
Yeah,
that's
he
when
was
Tommy went on
more-
his infamous rant.
yes, he did on the infamous rant because, well, first of all, you can't play this type of game. This is serious
Yeah.
shit, man. Now here's the thing: we don't know if these guys are actual PDF files or not, and if they are, you're going to be messing it up, and they won't get convicted. It's like, dude, you don't even know what the hell you're doing. What the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just this guy. It just and then the way he acts in that recorded phone call with Nick and Muda, that oh, that, like, oh, I bet people are taking my videos like it's that seriously. You guys are stupid. Which, to be fair, people are stupid. Don't get me wrong. I'm stupid too, but to an extent, but not like that. But, dude, you can't do something like that. You can't just say, "Oh, it's just a glorified video," but there's some serious truth in it. Like, which is you can't have it both ways. It doesn't work that way. And then we're us, the dumb audience, can't understand your point. Then you're stupid to even do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
don't
it
exactly
makes no
remember
sense.
there being I don't exactly remember there being disclaimers at the beginning of Max's videos
No,
stating that the video is artistic and fictional and
I don't know that
intended
either.
for the purpose of like spreading awareness for the topic at hand.
No,
Like
because
no,
he's
he was like
playing. Yeah,
yeah,
he's playing both
he was
sides. Yeah, go
naming,
ahead.
shaming, and like sending his audience after people more or less by like it's like softly sending your audience at people
He's doing a
like
cult
by
like
saying
behavior. So, um, funny, talk about a werewolf, vampire werewolf cult. God, he's doing the same thing. Like, what the, but not to a PDF file extent, but in a cult like behavior. You're telling your own audience to do that. Like, come on. You're being irresponsible with your platform, and then you insult your own audience for saying they're stupid, that they are not getting it, that it's
so
all
like
for flashy directing purposes. Like, come on.
so what Max has done in the past and what he did with the recent werewolf guy is
Hmm.
he does this little tenet of so here hey everybody, here's so and so, and that they've done this to people here, and this person needs to be brought to justice. The police aren't doing anything, and when you just
Right.
incite people like that, you're fucking riling them up. What do you think they're gonna do first?
Yep.
A little quiz time for the boys here.
Well,
I'll
they're
just say
gonna
it. They won't go to the police.
no, they're gonna go and try to flag this guy, or try to do something much worse or malicious, that
Yeah.
will and then you can ruin. If this guy is a danger, you're gonna be messing it up and not have no justice to the victims. I mean, that's what it is when you create a mob for a lynching
And,
purposes.
and
Like,
and here's what I
duh.
will say. Here's what I will say. It's not only Mama Max's fault either. It's actually part of the audience's fault too for falling for it without looking for evidence, right?
But the
It's
but
just
but the problem is, Dan, it's his platform and it's his story, which he
yeah,
got
I know that. I know
so
that, but
so.
I'm just saying that Mama Max is to blame, like sure, more than his audience, but his audience is to blame too, right?
I mean, yes,
Yeah,
they shouldn't. I mean,
in part, yes.
in part, yes, you're not wrong there, Dan. Like, they should not take this creator seriously, and, like, dude, and this is when it's Mama Max's fault. You're enabling um parasocial behavior with your audience to do
Yeah.
such thing. Might as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it that because that's
So
parasocial behavior right there.
so
Encouraging your audience
anecdotally,
to yeah, go ahead.
I want to give some instances that happened to a Magnetar, who was falsely
Yes,
accused of being a predator by Max because he made the video giving Mama Max's accusers a platform to voice their stories,
yes,
because that was a big thing in 2022, was that Magnetar, I'm not going to say his real name obviously, but
obviously,
he was
yes,
the boyfriend of one of the like alleged victims of Max's like disturbing behavior.
yes.
He gathered these victims and made a video to let them voice their stories and let their stories be heard about Max. And Max responded in kind by calling this person a PDF file and
Wow.
spreading running with a
False
allegation
narrative.
that wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily true. And what resulted from this, because Magnetar shared some some stories on his Twitter of Max's fans like doxing him, calling his work, and emailing his work to get him fired.
Yeah.
These people like harassing him in
It's
DMs,
disgusting.
sending death threats, and fucking posting like all kinds of disturbing stuff in his DMs. And that is not normal for anyone as a creator on YouTube or any social
No.
media platform in general. And this is something that we in commentary are especially critical of, is people like
Exactly.
weaponizing their platforms,
Audience. Oh, and using your audience as a
weaponizing
weapon.
Yeah,
or as
It's
a meat shield
it's
too.
yeah.
exactly. I mean, it's just so fucking irresponsible, negligent, and disgusting to even try to do that. And because you're mad at this person, because I'm sorry, Max, you are a fucking baby. Because
Yeah.
you didn't get your own way with your supposed exes or whatever. You throw a temper tantrum, because I do remember the whole Olivia thing that
Yeah.
happened. And you know what?
Yeah, the most damning of those stories, in my opinion, was Haley's story. That was Magnetar's girlfriend. And Haley's story was, Max never dated Haley. He had he had a crush on her in high school and was being really weird with her in general.
Yeah.
And long story short, I'm not going to go into details here. His obsession with Haley resulted in him being booted out of the armed forces. I'm not
Yeah,
going to go into
I was
Oh,
gonna
detail there.
mention
If
that.
you want to, you can go and look into that on your own, but it
yeah.
goes into
We don't want to.
topics I'd rather not discuss on the
Yeah.
podcast here
Yeah. What's
for
not?
YouTube
Yeah.
community guidelines reasons.
Exactly. We don't want to go into too much detail into
Yeah, I
that.
don't want to
And
get us age restricted, but
exactly. Let's just Okay. The next thing we want to say is about Colton that's involved in this as
yeah.
well.
So a resident commentary community spurg known as Colton has dipped his toes into the proverbial waters of this story, so to speak. And
Mm-hmm.
his
He was playing
involvement
both
here
sides.
is
Let's
not
just say
the
it.
yeah,
What?
his involvement here is not pretty.
No, it's
No, he
not.
was playing both sides, right?
Yeah, and
In
and
a
uh,
way,
and,
yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and you know what? Um, I got some choice words to say, but I want everybody to go first. So you guys say what you got to say, and I'll go last.
So
Let's start with Alpha Russ. Let's start with
I
Alpha
want to
Russ.
establish
Yeah,
the
go to out.
events.
Okay, go to
I want to
Alpha Russ
establish the
first.
events that took place,
Oh,
please.
oh, yeah, well, yeah, do that first, and
So
then we'll say.
So a few days ago here, as of the time of us recording,
Mhm.
Colton posted onto Twitter in celebration of him flagging down and getting taken down Mama Max's GoFundMe fundraiser for the victims of the situation. And while he was within his right to take this fundraiser down, there were a lot of red flags to be raised with that fundraiser, such as Spencer, the main victim that is living with Max, being the overseer of the finances
Which
and
is,
how they're
yeah.
allocated to the other victims. That's a red flag and a half,
Oh,
Conflict of interest.
and really questionable, if might I add. And it was taken down fairly by GoFundMe, and while that's it's I guess it's fucking whatever that he got it taken down. He was within his right to make the report if he felt that it violated their terms of service. I don't
hmm
exactly agree with the way that was handled, because like the gloating on Twitter and the the pack watch mentality that he posted that with
Yeah.
isn't something that's
Yeah.
productive or helpful for the victims in this situation.
No, it's not. And it could also make Max play the victim card too, right? But you know,
Right.
here's a caveat to
Yes.
that. Max is not a victim. Everybody knows it, so they're not going to take him seriously if he does try and play the victim on that whole situation, right? But still,
Right.
you shouldn't give this guy a fucking out. You shouldn't. You shouldn't give him an out.
And congratulations, Colton, you did that.
Yeah.
And
Colton, use your damn brain for once, bro.
it's not.
Like
It's
this
not.
is the same. My whole thing was with seeing this is that it's not it's in bad taste. It's not in it's not a bad thing necessarily that he saw a problem with this that is unethical and made the report,
Right.
because that's what the report feature is there for.
Exactly.
The bad thing here
Yeah.
to me, and I've said this to that creepy reading last year with the plague moth drama,
Mm-hmm.
is that going on Twitter to gloat about it, and
You're right.
it comes off as a clout grab, and it's in bad taste.
And extremely
Oh, definitely.
obnoxious. And Alpha, what do you have anything to add on this?
I mean, like I've had my fair share with Colton in the past in terms of
Mhm.
like non like essay allegation related dramas and everything like that.
Right.
And one of the things that I I do give him credit for is the fact that he's not afraid to jump in it. But
Fair enough.
what I will sit there and criticize him for is he, just like I would say to Mama Max, because in some ways, if you think about it,
Mhm.
he actually jumped in feet first into something that should have been just directed to the police from the get
Exactly.
go.
Right.
And that's the main theme, especially for people that who even beyond in some regards of Max's team and also Colton that are using this to milk for content, or they're trying to help but they're going about it the wrong way in certain aspects, um which is why uh, that's why my policy about the SA stuff and the R
Mhm.
word stuff, the first thing I always ask people now when they present me with stuff like that is,
Yes.
has it been presented to the police? Has it been presented to the FBI or something like that?
Right.
Or in some regards, if it's international, because some international jurisdictions will actually extradite these people just out of like, look,
Yeah.
this is
Depending on the
wrong. This is
situation.
wrong.
Yeah.
This is wrong beyond even our international laws and everything.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
and that's the reason why I'm kind of like, I give the kudos where it needs to be given in terms of him jumping in and actually trying to get some stuff done. But then there's also people that who are trying to jump in and sit there and go like, oh, if you were a victim of Mama Max, you should contact me, when they've worked with them in the past.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone that has worked with Mama Max to be touching this with the 5 foot
Yeah.
or 10 foot, 20 foot, 30 foot, 40 foot, 50 foot.
Yeah.
Like you get what I'm saying here.
Of course.
Yeah,
This
Mama
is
Max
this
and anyone that is in his circle has already just
Already
tainted
tainted it.
this case
Yes.
beyond
And
repair.
yeah.
and this is something.
Almost. And I hope the police can salvage this if there is the
Not
actual
likely.
evidence.
Not likely.
Yeah, if there
But
is actual
anyhow.
evidence, I hope they can salvage that case.
eh,
But moving on in the Colton thing,
Yeah.
Well, wait.
a tweet
Wait,
that I
well,
saw
hold
in
on,
my
hold
timeline.
well, hold on,
Hold
hold on,
Okay.
hold on, Lamb.
because I just want to add this real quick because like I hope most people realize like if anything, if there isn't any evidence against this blade one dollar store blade werewolf lookalike wannabe dude,
God, that vampire
um
god, yeah.
he could actually turn around and use that as litigation for like
Oh yeah, lawsuit for
a lawsuit
defamation.
for defamation and
Yes.
stuff like
Exactly.
that. That's what, and I'm leaving that open because
Oh yeah,
there's gonna be because like if it does come out that there is some stuff against him, then yeah, I want him to be persecuted to
full
the
extent of
quickest,
the
the
law.
full
Yeah,
extent of the law. But if there isn't, I want
he
someone
fucked it
to
up.
sit there and look at Mama Max and all the people that who worked with them and sit there and go like, we need to hold all you accountable because you sat on this for more than 3 years.
Yeah, and
That's 3 years too long.
exactly. And
Yeah.
before we move on from Colton, I do want to say this. Colton, if you're going to be listening to this, Colton, I told you not to get involved in this. You didn't listen to me. And what did you do? Because you're going to do this again. You've done this multiple times. When you got involved in something, was first it was the Edwin thing, then it was now this. There was probably other prior stuff, but I can't think of it off of the top of my head. I told you not to get involved. You didn't listen to my advice. I am not going to help you anymore. Okay, Colton, I am like I knew this was over your head and you're playing both sides. This is not a good look for you. Okay, and
No,
you're going to
no.
yeah, and you're going to use this is too much for my mental health because I've seen you did that with Edwin. Now, and if you repeat this, then I know that's your go to tactic every time you get into some type of trouble. Okay, Colton?
And,
Don't get
and, and
this.
this is all your fault too, right? Like you should have dove fucking head first into this, right? You should have at least
Wait,
waited until you figured out what the hell was going on, and you should have played
wait,
both sides either. That's
wait.
another thing you messed up on.
Okay,
Yeah. So the playing
wait,
both
Dan.
sides thing
Wait, let
refers
me.
to. Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, I'm nearly done.
Oh,
My,
sorry.
yeah. The thing is that I told you not to get involved in this. This is too. You should just focus on your movie, but you didn't do that. So I'm done. I'm done helping you out, Colton. You are on your own from now on. I actually gave a damn about you. Okay, and that's that. Anyhow, what's
Yeah,
next?
All
Lamp, go
right.
ahead.
So the next piece of Colton being involved in this stuff is
Mm-hmm.
there was a Discord server set up by MamaMax
Oh
to
yeah.
let let the survivors let in this situation field questions from influencers that were interested in covering the story,
Yeah.
and there was a massive leak of information from this Discord server. Someone leaked a lot of stuff out of what was going on inside the server because there were legal threats being made against Mutahar, some ordinary gamers, and other things like that, like Max threatening to strike channels down and stuff like that that were covering the situation.
Yeah.
And
I
this person was reaching out to people and, providing these like leaks so that people are kind of getting an idea of like how crazy all of this is getting. Like,
mm-hmm.
in full context to Max's ego. And Colton was reaching out to this person. And it seems in these DMs, I'm not going to show them, out of respect for the privacy of the person that was like, the leaker,
Yeah.
obviously. But it seems to be that Colton was like gatekeeping who could cover these leaks and who couldn't.
See, and that's another thing. Like I told this, like Colton, this is why you don't get involved. You're in way over your head. I don't know if you got some type of savior complex or something, dude, you can't get involved. This is too much for you to handle. Like you said, you have your own mental problems. Why are you involved in this? I just don't understand. What is your purpose of doing this? And then you're glorifying and gloating that you're doing this. It makes you look like a clout goblin. I am sorry, Colton.
I just want to
It's
mention the fact that a savior complex is how we got here in the first place.
exactly.
This is why we're here in the first place, because MamaMax had one of
Yeah,
those.
of
And
course. He like this guy is such a fake ass scammer. This guy had to hide it, mask his own fucking voice to sound like a Batman hero. Like, are you kidding me?
I went to McDonald's to go get a double cheeseburger with extra onions and bacon. They gave me,
And I
they
saw a
gave me
predator
chicken
walking down the
with,
street, so I
with
screamed,
mayo,
"Hey,
extra cheese,
I'm
and a
gonna call the
milkshake. I'm
police."
kind of disappointed that I didn't get my burger, but at least I got a McChicken, and I also ordered an apple pie because I told
then
them
I
if
got-
they didn't, I would call them a PDF file.
And then I'll say I'll get revenge.
So
but the situation aside, can I like give one of my fucking like most
Yeah.
scathing critiques of Mama Max?
yeah, go ahead.
So aside from the voice filter thing, and hiding his real voice, which is like
Sounds
cringe
like
to me.
Yeah, he sounds like a nerd. But anyhow.
Yeah, he is he
Yeah.
is a voice. He's a voicelet. That's that's a fact. And another thing is, it drives me fucking nuts how hard he breathes into his microphone with his motherfucking nose. Bruh. Like when I'm talking about how crazy this is.
He has asthma.
This is how it
Bless
is.
his heart.
Yeah, he's got asthma.
Bruh's breathing into his microphone with his nose like hard as hell. It drives me nuts. It triggers my autism. Like, it fucking makes me heavily uncomfortable having to hear someone breathe that hard into their microphone with their nose. And it's not because of like bad equipment.
Because I'm the hero. I'm a creamer. What?
Yeah, and it's not like a bad equipment thing, right? Because he
No.
has a decent microphone. He has a great sounding
Yeah.
microphone.
Yeah,
This is a choice to breathe that hard into the microphone with your nose.
Yeah. Or he just ate too much spicy food and he just sounds like he's just coming from eating the compound chicken. I like spicy chicken. George likes spicy chicken. Well, Seinfeld reference there.
Batman likes spicy chicken. I like Batman likes spicy chicken. I can't help it. I need it.
Oh,
I'm
why
gonna have
wouldn't
so much fun in post editing these Batman voices in.
I?
Because Susan wants your kids.
Oh, wait a minute. She's no longer CEO. Never mind. He actually did get Susan to quit, so congrats on that.
I don't think that was necessarily because of Max. I mean,
No, that was just a funny joke that Nick said, and I think that is
Yeah.
a hilarious thing. Oh man.
yeah. So I do want to take some time to shout out creators that have made fucking fantastic videos on the situation.
Exactly.
For those of you that want to dive deeper into this, if you want a thorough timeline of Max's behavior, and his history up to this situation, you should check out the FPS Diesel video written by Matt Pitt. That was a great video. Larynx made a fantastic 37-ish minute video, if I remember correctly. It could be somewhere in that ballpark. And then there's the Nicholas Diorio video that kind of exposes some of the lies and inconsistencies in his history with lot of that pertains to a lot of these investigations. And then there's Mudahar's video, which speaks volumes, as Mudahar was a personal friend of Max's. They hung in the same circles. like IRL. They went to conventions together, like him, Muda, Nick Crowley, and Nexpo, where like they were tied IRL.
Yeah. All right. And there
And
is. Oh yeah. Keep going.
and then there was and then there was Leia Something's video. Leia Something's video was amazing too. It's like 17 minutes long and covers
Okay.
a bit of the stuff. Like, gotta shout out Leia because she did the
Oh yeah.
Batman voice filter too, and it was just hilarious hearing that applied to Leia's voice. It was amazing.
Yes.
Thank you for that,
Shout
Leia.
out. Yeah. Shout out to Leia something. She's awesome. And
Yeah,
I
she
will
is
have.
great.
Yeah. I will
And
say. I want
Oompaville
to.
made a great one too.
Oompa
Yeah.
Here, like
Loompa.
yesterday. Yeah,
Oompa
Oompaville.
Loompa.
He made a
Oh,
41-minute video
Oompaville. Oh.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oompaville made a great one too. So if you guys want to
Yeah.
learn more about the situation, you have the resources there. Like, you go check those creators out. They made great videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And I do want to say the one more thing about when Max was saying in that recorded phone call with Muda and Nick. He said, Why are you putting all this on me? Why? It's your fucking story, Max. Why? Why are you that entitled to think you could just have it both ways? Oh, I could be in it, but I don't. But why are you putting it all on me? Fuck off, dude. Piece of
Oh,
shit.
God.
And I mean, like, what else do you want? What else do you want? You want the glorified, but when it comes to the negative press or the criticism, you're gonna hide behind what's her name? Spencer.
Spencer,
Hide
yeah.
behind her and use her as a meat shield, you fucking coward.
And also shout out to Zali Gets Real for getting this asshole to admit that he's never been to court.
That's true.
Fucking
Yeah, shout out to you, Zali.
Fucking Zali got his ass so hard.
Been on
And
one
you know
court.
he's molding over that.
Court. I have a killer 3.
I call people predators because I have.
I make Stephanie like a bitch.
You
But
are
Zali is
dead.
also another thing about Zali as well that I do want to mention. Zali had a great point about like the information that's going to be flowing out now that Max, like the court of public opinion, has kind of turned against Max. A lot of the information coming out here is going to be like astronomically wild.
Yeah.
And take it with a grain of salt. Be skeptical, and look for the truth. Zali had this point on one of our live streams this past weekend, and I tend to agree with that statement. That a lot of this new information is going to be crazy because people are trying to dissociate from Max, and take the testimony of these people with a grain of salt, please.
Right.
And
we could go ask Mooney. Oh, that's unrelated.
No.
But anyhow.
Yeah, that's about a different person with the same pronunciation in their name.
He's a moon. More like an ass. Sorry. Well, we'll talk about that in a different time. However, is there any last words that we want to say? Oh yeah, he did have a response video, but he either did he delete it or private it?
I have it archived, guys. I have it archived.
See, that's why Dan is the man. Dan the man. Let's go, boys.
Oh yeah. You want to go for a couple? You want to go for 30 more minutes and review it over real quick?
Probably not. But
God damn it.
Yeah,
it's
probably
one of those
not.
like typical YouTuber response / apology videos, full of long sighs and dead air.
The guy literally couldn't if you were on 2 times speed, it was still slow.
I'm
because he would pause every 30 seconds and pause for 5.
And I'm sorry, I've been sucking my mic off like I was
this is literally how he would do it. I place accountability in my own hands. And I'm sorry I did this to all.
And to all a good night. Wait, what?
And I'm sorry. Good night.
All that video reminds me of is just like you all have seen the episode of South Park where it's the corporation sitting there going like, "I'm sorry," and then it's to another location.
Yes.
So, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And then we got the famous one.
You're
You're not my
sorry.
buddy. You're not my buddy. Yeah, I ain't your buddy. I'm not your buddy. Ah.
I'm
Anyhow,
not your buddy guy.
I'm not your buddy. Hey, I'm not your buddy. You know what? Wait, we gotta put a clip of that because that's actually funny.
Yeah, put a clip of that. Let's get copyright claimed.
No, yeah, you know what? You're right. Well, I do have to say, if you want to see that, MamaMax acknowledgement, hit Dan up if you want to or not. That's up to you, Dan. Okay. Yeah. Always have a
hit
good
me up
archive.
if you want the link to it. I'll upload it to a Google Drive or a Mega Drive, and I'll give you the link to it.
Mega Drive, you absolute legend. Shout out to Carl Jobs, by the way.
Yeah. Shout out to Carl Jobs. But yeah, if you guys want
But she
want
had
the
nothing to do
archive,
with this MamaMax situation.
hold on a minute. Hold on.
Else.
I might.
Hold up.
If you can, Doug. If you can, Doug, you're the one that's going to be uploading the video, right?
Well, I don't upload it, but yes.
Oh, okay. So whoever's doing the description, whoever's dealing with the description, I will give you a link to the Mega Drive so people can download the video. Is that all right?
Yeah, that'll be okay. Just put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll put it in the. I'll tell whoever does the description.
Yeah. All right. Yes.
Hey, editor. If you're editing, just put Cringe Lord over my head in the video, okay?
Well, that was cringe.
Yeah, that's exactly why I said that.
That's
put
why
Cringe Lord over my head in the video.
Oh, brother.
Anyhow, edit put Cringe Lord over his head, but do it in the Hotline Miami style.
Yes.
Whoa!
Oh my god, this is too much work for me. Come on.
Yes! Let's go! Anyhow.
I'm kidding about that one.
Yeah. Now, any last words, gentlemen?
All right, I've got a couple of words.
I'm Batman.
I've got a few words too.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
Revenge! There you go.
My last words is simple. Go to the fucking police.
The police?
Yes,
police.
Yes.
Oh, police.
I'm not talking about the band, the police.
We're talking about the actual law enforcement agency.
Did you know that the last three letters in police are ICE?
Oh my god, come on.
Dude, it's true.
And with that, we are taking off in the supercharged SUV of chat and going off of the street that we all know as Conversation Street.
Until next time, everyone, I am Dragon Kobu, also known as Doug. My co-host, Alpha Rust, Dan240p, and Lamp, our newest co-host. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
I hope I don't get copyrighted.